was a massive Munster supporter growing up. My family were big Munster supporters, so I was lucky enough to be going up the road to Thomond Park for the big European matches and the odd trip away there with my father. And it's a dream come true, really, playing for Munster, and to do it over 300 times is just surreal, really. To be honest, I'd always kind of eyed this year. I suppose even in the last year now, I was nearly looking at tying up the boots. I started this season with just a 6-month contract, and the lads were in a bit of hole with injuries and stuff, so I was happy enough to finish out the season. But look, it's getting to the stage of your career and the age where it doesn't get any easier. So I'm looking forward to hopefully finishing the season on a high, and giving the body a rest and spending more time with friends and families. It was interesting. The other night I was at the CBC Cork victory dinner for their senior cup. I was doing a small bit of coaching through the year with them, and you can see all these young stars and stuff, and they had the highlights videos and stuff, and I met teachers who I hadn't seen in years, and I was a bit nostalgic at that. I was thinking, geez, it all started here probably 18 years ago. It was, I suppose, slightly nostalgic that way, but overall, I'm really happy how the career went, and as I said, looking forward now to becoming a Munster supporter.
Stephen Archer, he becomes Munster's most capped player of all time.
Lucky enough to get 100 caps and the 200 caps and 300 then a couple of weekends ago, which was a special day. To be the first person to do that meant a lot. Look, I'm sure someday down the line there'll be someone to break my record, and they'll be happy enough to shake their hand. Professional rugby, it's a roller coaster. You go from a high of the La Rochelle game. We never played La Rochelle in Europe, and obviously there was the whole Raj being their head coach and things, and we had such a great support that day. It was such a boost. And to go then the next week back over to France, and I made my 300 cap, which was a massive high, and you have your family there and things. But look, we just unfortunately didn't put in a performance that we're proud of. So look, that's just the story of my career, really, ups and downs. So I suppose the crowning moment would have been when the URC in Cape Town 2 years ago. It's kind of funny now looking at the moment, like the way the season went there, and when now probably nothing perfect. It wasn't perfect at all. So look, we'll be looking for a big end to the season to hopefully replicate that again. My dad brought me to matches when I was young, and I loved it, so I'll be doing the same with my son. He's playing at the Con under 11s and he loves it, so I'll be looking forward to now going up to Thomond Park and Musgrave Park and looking at some of my old teammates, my current young teammates, and run around the place. And look, there's a good talented squad there, and I'm sure they'll represent the jersey in a great way.
Donncha, you soldiered with Stephen Archer, 301 Munster caps. He surpassed your total quite some time back.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And he done it as a tight head, which is the equivalent to dog years. You know what I mean? to put in 300 caps. Whatever about his talent as a player. Players like Stephen Archer are the glue of the DNA of teams like Munster. They always put the team first. He's a selfless player. You heard him mention Christians. You heard him. We see him all the time down in Cork. He's a guy that always gives back. And he mentioned that URC run. His performances in that URC run were quite incredible. So what a stalwart, what a brilliant guy. But whatever about the player, what a brilliant man. When you have guys like that in your environment, you're in a really good place. And everyone's anxious and con that the next person that would beat that 300 record is his young boy Casey. He's chatting about bringing him up here, and it'd be good to see him pass his dad in time. But yeah, he deserves a big night tonight. If you were lucky enough to tug out with Archer tonight, you'd be looking to give it everything.
Yeah, and Fiona, incredible to think, Dave Kilcoyne also, who'd been played by injury in recent times, announced his retirement during the week, and just incredible to think that tonight is the last night probably we will see Peter O'Mahony and Conor Murray at Thomond Park.
Yeah, look, the four of them are huge stalwarts of the club, and I think it's important that they use that emotion tonight to get that performance. But I also think it's a night now for the next crop of players, the likes of Casey, Coombs, Crowley, to take control of this, because this is about their future and where they go next year with Europe and stuff like that. So I think the performance is really important, but to use the emotional energy of these stalwarts of the club to get the performance tonight.